All right, in this lesson, 4-9, we're using patterns to write and solve equations. So here, this question or this example says, the table shows how many candles are in different numbers of boxes. Find a pattern that explains the relationship between C and B. Use words and numbers to describe the pattern. How many candles in 10 boxes? So when we look over here at this table, we see that the variable C represents the number of candles and the variable B represents the number of boxes. So the first thing we want to do is look for a pattern in the table that's relating the dependent and independent variables. So when I'm looking at this table, I see that this number is going from 8 to 2, 12 to 3, 16 to 4. So the numbers are going from a larger number to a smaller number. Larger to smaller, larger to smaller. So I'm not increasing this number, which means I'm not going to be adding or multiplying. I'm either subtracting or dividing because we are decreasing. So what is the relationship between 8 and 2? And 12 and 3 and 16 and 4. I can see that in this pattern, I'm dividing 8 by 4 to get 2. I'm dividing 12 by 4 to get 3. And I'm dividing 16 by 4 to get 4. So the pattern is divide by 4. So I'm going to write a rule for this. The rule is divide by 4 because that's what I'm doing consistently in this table. So now I'm going to write an equation because I have to use words and numbers to describe the pattern. So that means we need to write an equation. So I'm going to start with my first variable, which is C. I'm going to use my rule, divide by 4, and an equation has an equal sign, so I have to put an equal sign, and I'm going to write my second variable, C divided by 4 equals B. That is my equation for this table. And we have to go back to what the question is asking. How many candles in 10 boxes? So I'm going back over to my table and it doesn't have the number 10, but I'm going to write in a 10 here. So if I have 10 boxes, then how many candles do I have? Well, I know that I have to do the inverse operation of division, and we already know this, that is multiplication. I'm multiplying by 4. So instead of dividing by 4, since I'm increasing this, I'm multiplying by 4. 10 times 4 is 40. So my answer is there will be 40 candles in 10 boxes. Let's do one more example. Okay. All right. This table shows Shay's age, S, when Keegan's age, K, is 7, 9, and 10. Find the pattern and write a rule and an equation that represents the pattern. Then find Shay's age when Keegan is 12. So here's my table. I'm going to first look for the pattern. So how do I get from 7 to 2? How do I get from 9 to 4? From 10 to 5. So again, these numbers are decreasing. So I'm either dividing or subtracting. I can see that I'm subtracting 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 4. 10 minus 5 is 5. And if I'm looking for Shay's age when Keegan is 12, 12 minus 5 is 7. So what is the rule? The rule is subtract 5. And the equation is k, because I'm starting with my first variable, k minus 5 equals second variable s. And when when Keegan is 12, Shay is 7.